Welcome to Shadow Below. Tonight, we peel back the layers of one of the most disturbing real-life mysteries ever captured on camera. The case of Elisa Lam. Some say it was mental illness. Some say it was an accident. But others, whispers in occult circles, believe she wasn't alone in that elevator. Cecil Hotel, Los Angeles. February 2013. The last known footage of Elisa Lam shows her entering the elevator, pressing multiple buttons, and hiding in the corner. The door refuses to close. She steps out, peeks around the hallway like she's watching something we can't see, then returns, then leaves again, then gestures oddly with her hands as if communicating. At no point in the footage is another person visible. The elevator doors remain open for exactly 2 minutes and 34 seconds, far beyond normal delay settings. When police released the footage, internet theories exploded. Some claimed she was playing the elevator game, a rumored Korean ritual used to access another dimension. Others zoomed in frame by frame, claiming to see faint handprints on the walls, or symbols burned into the elevator panel. The elevator game instructions involve entering alone, visiting specific floors in a set sequence, never speaking to anyone who enters. And if a woman appears, never looking at her. One version ends with, "You will know if it worked when the elevator doors do not close." A week after her disappearance, hotel guests reported low water pressure, strange taste, dark coloration. Maintenance staff checked the rooftop water tanks. Inside one, Elisa Lam, dead, naked, folded oddly, with her clothes floating beside her. Official reports stated no physical trauma, no signs of sexual assault, no alcohol, and no recreational drugs. Only trace amounts of her prescribed medication. So the question remained, how did she get into a sealed water tank without setting off any alarms or unlocking the hatch from the outside? Then came the deeper pattern. The Cecil Hotel has a long, bloody history. Richard Ramirez lived there during his murder spree. Another serial killer, stayed there in the 1990s. Multiple suicides occurred from upper floors. A woman once leapt from the 9th-story window and killed a pedestrian below. Many have claimed the hotel is cursed, but some believe it's worse. It's haunted by something that was once invited in. Occult researcher Esther Vick published an underground paper in 2015, citing a pattern. Whenever a location becomes a crossroads of ritual, trauma, and decay, it no longer just houses spirits. It draws in entities that thrive on unfinished rites. He pointed to Elisa's strange gestures as part of a nonverbal summoning, echoing descriptions of certain goetic demons like Furcus and Mir, who teach unseen knowledge and appear near water. In the footage, her gestures resemble mudras, symbolic hand signs used in summoning rites. One frame shows her fingers curled inward and apart in a way that matches the seal of Asego, a demon of hidden knowledge. Coincidence? Or was she reaching out? Because something had already reached in. In Act 2, the ritual beneath the water, we'll dive deeper into the demons linked to mirrors, elevators, and water. We'll explore how multiple deaths in the same building may have fed an ancient presence, until one girl walked into a game and never came back out. Shall we continue? You don't summon certain entities with blood. You summon them with attention, with repetition, with pain, in the same place, over and over again. The Cecil Hotel is not a building. It is a wound, a place where suffering echoes, where names are forgotten, but the pattern remains. Elisa Lam's death wasn't the first time water flowed red inside these walls, but it may have been the first time it reflected something back. Let's go deeper. In demonology, several spirits are drawn to places of despair and ritual confusion, but only a few are said to open doors through water. One of them is Merax, a great Earl of Hell, described in the air. He appears as a bull with a human face and is linked to hidden knowledge, herbs, and the stars. But in some suppressed texts, Marax is also associated with containment. Not imprisonment, but preservation. Where the lost sink, he guards. He speaks best beneath the reflection. Now consider this. The water tank where Elisa was found wasn't just a hiding place. It was a container, sealed, still, elevated, unnatural. Her body was not mutilated, and the hatch, it was found closed. No fingerprints, no ladder, no struggle. As if she wasn't forced in, as if she crawled. The night she disappeared, witnesses on her floor reported strange sounds. Gurgling pipes, a metallic hum, whispers. Some claimed to have seen water running from faucets that hadn't been used. Others said their mirrors fogged with phrases they hadn't written. Do you hear it? You're close. Down. The elevator footage, when enhanced by online users, appears to reveal something else. A reflection not in the metal wall, but in the digital artifacts, a face behind hers. Not a man, not a shadow, but something elongated, watching open-mouthed as if mimicking her expressions. A forum user froze one frame and overlaid it with a goetic seal. It matched Marax's symbol. Not perfectly, but eerily close. Let's go back to the elevator game. In some versions, if the ritual fails, the participant will become disoriented, start talking to invisible figures, be unable to distinguish the real world, eventually be drawn to a source of water, and once they submerge, they don't return. Not because they drown, because they forget what air feels like. There's a chilling passage from an anonymous demonology manuscript, archived in Prague. Marax teaches the stars not by light, but reflection. He asks nothing but stillness. And once the eyes stop blinking, he sings. In the last days before her death, Elisa posted on Tumblr about feeling watched, about losing time, about being unable to sleep because of a noise in the walls. Some dismissed it as signs of mental distress. But those who've studied patterns know, when enough trauma collects in one place, when pain becomes the prayer, something starts listening. In Act 3, the entity in the reservoir will connect the dots between other water-based vanishings across the world and explore the theory that Elisa wasn't a victim of schizophrenia, but the latest offering in an ongoing, unspoken ritual, one that doesn't demand worship, just presence and stillness. Shall we go further? If the body is a vessel, then water is its mirror. But what if something beneath that mirror is watching us back? The death of Elisa Lam wasn't an isolated tragedy. It was a resonance. One note in a symphony of disappearances, drownings, and silent madness linked by a single element, contained water. The Netherlands, 2008. A teenage boy vanished after claiming to hear singing from a reservoir near his village. His shoes were found on the bank. His phone contained a recording garbled, rhythmic whispers layered under the sound of moving water. Audio forensics revealed a 6-second burst of what resembled polyphonic chanting in an unknown language. One expert likened it to a forgotten form of Akkadian. Another simply said, "It's not human." Ontario, 1999. 2 hikers disappeared near a secluded glacial lake. Their campsite was untouched. But carved into the side of a boulder by the water was a sigil no one could identify at the time. In 2017, that same sigil resurfaced on the inside cover of a recovered Goetic grimoire. It was labeled, "For those who stare too long." The demon linked to that page. Marks in Los Angeles, 2013. Elisa Lam's autopsy noted, no water in her lungs, stopped, heart, breath, mind. All at once, like a machine shut off by something external. And the tank, it remained sealed. No cameras showed her entering the roof. No ladders bore prints. No alarms were triggered. It's as if she phased into that tank. Or was led. Here's where it gets darker. A week before her disappearance, several online users reported a sudden burst of traffic on forums, discussing the elevator game. New posts appeared, referencing a version of the game involving mirrors, water, and naming the voice. That phrase, naming the voice, appears nowhere in traditional ritual texts. But it does appear in a 14th century codex banned by the Vatican. Translated, it reads, "Name him, and he listens. Listen, and you forget your name. Forget, and you sink." We often think of demons as invaders, clawing, screaming, breaking things. But some are still patient. Ancient intelligences that don't want worship. They want alignment. They want you to sit, to listen, to stop asking who you are, and instead wait for them to tell you. If Marax is real, and if he was present that night in the Cecil Hotel, then he didn't kill Elisa, he replaced her. Or erased what made her her. A vessel of still water, perfectly suited for something else to inhabit, to reflect, to become. Today, the Cecil Hotel is closed to the public. But locals still speak of strange electrical interference nearby, faucets turning on by themselves, water pooling in dry basements, and on rare occasions, guests in nearby buildings report hearing footsteps on the roof. But when they check, there's no one there. Just the sound of slow dripping, and, if you believe the rumors, a whisper. Do you see me now? This was Shadow Below. If you felt something watching you while you listened, you're not alone. Subscribe to hear the next name. And remember, the mirror may lie, but the water never forgets. Good night.